So have you ever wondered if there are any mysterious places on Earth that are completely isolated from human civilization? What is it like to live there? These remote corners are either volcanic islands covered in ice and volcanic ash for years, or hidden deep in the Amazon rainforest where no one dares to step foot. But what secrets do these uninhabited places hide that they can still maintain their original state in today's world of globalization and advanced technology? Today, let's follow the world's most to take a look at the 10 most isolated places in the world, the wonder of which is beyond your imagination. Number 10, Snake Island. Ophidiophobes beware, for our journey takes us to a tiny island teeming with venomous snakes. Located off Brazil's southeastern coast, Ilha de Queimada Grande, aptly nicknamed Snake Island, harbors an unsettling secret: an exceptionally high density of venomous snakes. With an estimated 1 snake per every 5 square meters, this island is a nightmare for those with a fear of serpents. Thankfully, a 32-kilometer stretch of ocean separates this serpent-infested isle from the mainland, preventing these slithering residents from reaching South America. Snake Island's origins trace back 100,000 years when tectonic movements severed it from the mainland, isolating its ecosystem. This isolation triggered a chain reaction, causing many animal species to vanish, leaving only snakes to thrive. Today, the island remains uninhabited, largely due to its thousands of deadly golden lancehead vipers, a species unique to this island. Their venom, several times more potent than that of mainland vipers, can corrode flesh and boast a fatality rate as high as 50. To safeguard both humans and this rare viper species, the Brazilian government has prohibited all visits to Snake Island except for authorized professionals. Even researchers granted access must be accompanied by a licensed physician to minimize encounters with these venomous serpents. Unauthorized visits to Snake Island not only carry severe legal consequences, but also pose a life-threatening risk. For those curious about these vipers, virtual exploration is the safest option. Number 9, Danakil Depression. Plunging 110 meters, 360 feet below sea level, the Danakil Depression lies at the northernmost tip of the East African Rift Valley, a region known as the Scar of the Earth. This remarkable landscape is slowly tearing apart and sinking at a rate of 1 to 2 centimeters per year. In stark contrast to Ethiopia's cool, mild highlands, the Danakil Depression stands as one of the lowest, dreest, and hottest places on Earth. Deserts, volcanoes, and salt lakes paint an otherworldly scene, where the average daily temperature hovers around 34.4 degrees Celsius, 94 degrees Fahrenheit, and annual rainfall barely reaches 100 millimeters of 4 inches. Since ago, the Danakil Depression was submerged beneath the ocean. However, around 10,000 years ago, a ridge gradually emerged from the seafloor, separating the Danakil region from the Red Sea. Simultaneously, the Danakil region slowly sank, forming a depression that lies over 100 meters below sea level. Over time, the seawater trapped within the Danakil Depression evaporated, giving rise to a salty lake, Lake of South. But the relentless drought and heat caused massive salt deposits to precipitate out of the water, forming a vast salt pan several hundred meters thick in the lake's northern section, covering an area of 1,200 square kilometers, 463 square miles. During the scorching summer months, only the Afar people, a group well adapted to this harsh environment, inhabit the Danakil Depression. The hot winds and dust can be suffocating, and when the air is still, the heat becomes stifling. Even in winter, the blazing sun and intense reflections off the salt flats are blinding, leaving visitors squinting even through sunglasses. The early 20th century witnessed a series of volcanic events that reshaped the Danakil Depression, creating a dramatic volcanic landscape. This terrain is dotted with fumaroles, fissures, hot springs, and vapors of all sizes. The yellow sulfur, red iron oxides, and white salt crystals from the erupting lava lend the area its striking colors. Beyond its visual spectacle, the Danakil Depression serves as an ideal location for scientists to study the physical and chemical limits of life on Earth, owing to its resemblance to the Martian environment. Number 8, Mount Sarisariñama. Mount Sarisariñama is a tepuy or tabletop mountain located in Venezuela near the border with Brazil. Its name is derived from a local Yaquana indigenous legend about an evil spirit dwelling in a cave on the mountain. Unlike other tepuys, Mount Sarisariñama is covered in dense forest and is quite isolated, fostering a unique ecosystem with many endemic species. The most distinctive feature of Mount Sarisariñama is its 4 massive sinkholes. The largest, Simo Humboldt, measures 352 meters wide at the top edge and 314 meters deep. It expands further at the bottom, reaching 502 meters at its widest point. Another notable sinkhole, Sima Martel, lies 700 meters away and plunges 248 meters deep. Both sinkholes are roughly circular in shape. These sinkholes were first spotted in 1961 by pilot Harry Gibson, but it wasn't until 1974 that the first exploration took place. A team of explorers and experts rappelled into the sinkholes, but the climb out proved challenging due to the expanding walls. They spent days clearing trees to create a landing zone for helicopters. 2 years later, a better equipped team returned and discovered a third sinkhole, Cima de la Alluvia. This quartz cavern is the largest known in the world, measuring 1.35 kilometers wide. Mount Sarisariñama's unique features and isolated ecosystem make it a remarkable natural wonder. Number 7, Tristan da Cunha Islands. Nestled in the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, the Tristan da Cunha Islands, a British overseas territory, lie isolated a distant 10 kilometers from Cape Town, South Africa, and 3,360 kilometers from South America. This remote archipelago, home to just over 200 inhabitants, is often dubbed the most isolated inhabited island in the world. The islanders' connection to the outside world is limited to a small steamer that makes and that will voyages to and from Cape Town each year. Life on Tristan da Cunha is a far cry from the hustle and bustle of modern cities. There's no pressure to work a 9-to-5 job, no constant buzz of technology, just the rhythm of nature, marked by sunrises and sunsets. The islanders' mostly close relatives share a harmonious existence, helping each other and contributing to the island's infrastructure. While some may view this tranquil simplicity as a paradise, others might find it modern-day hell. The lack of an airport, Wi-Fi, and entertainment facilities, coupled with a diet primarily based on potatoes, could be challenging for those accustomed to modern conveniences. Moreover, the volcanic nature of the island poses a constant threat of eruptions, as was the case in October 1961, when the islanders were evacuated to the UK. However, their deep connection to their homeland drew them back, and they gradually returned to their isolated paradise. Whether Tristan da Cunha is a paradise or a hell is a matter of perspective. For those seeking an escape from the relentless pace of modern life, it could be an idyllic haven. For others, the lack of modern amenities and the ever-present threat of volcanic eruptions might make it an undesirable place to live. So would you choose to live in this isolated paradise? The answer lies in your values and your ability to adapt to a life far removed from the world's constant clamor. Number 6, Mariana Trench. Plunging into the depths of the Western Pacific Ocean, the Mariana Trench holds the distinction of being the deepest trench on Earth. Its extreme environment, characterized by immense pressure and perpetual darkness, poses a formidable challenge to human exploration. Despite these difficulties, scientists have been tirelessly investigating this underwater chasm since its discovery in 1875. Stretching over 12,750 miles, the Mariana Trench dwarfs the Grand Canyon by over 5 times its length. Intriguingly, this vast trench swallows up an astonishing 3 billion tons of seawater annually, yet, contrary to expectations, sea levels continue to rise. Scientists attribute this phenomenon to the unique geological structure at the trench's bottom, resembling an hourglass. The movement of the Earth's tectonic plates creates a suction effect, drawing in seawater. However, this vast intake is insignificant compared to the ocean's overall volume. Moreover, the seawater never reaches the Earth's core due to the considerable distance between the geological layers and the core. Instead, it is eventually recycled back into the ocean. The deepest point within the Mariana Trench, known as Challenger Deep, measures a staggering 35,994 feet below sea level. To put this into perspective, this depth exceeds the height of Mount Everest by over 2 miles. Despite the harsh conditions, recent scientific expeditions have uncovered a surprising abundance of biodiversity within the trench's depths. Creatures dwelling in these extreme conditions have adapted to withstand immense pressure and complete darkness. Due to the scarcity of food, these organisms rely on substances like methane or sulfur for sustenance, or they prey on marine life at the bottom of their food chain. The Mariana Trench, with its enigmatic depths and resilient inhabitants, continues to captivate researchers, posing a challenge that fuels their scientific curiosity. Number 5, Sarisariñama Island. Sarisariñama Island is a unique and fascinating landmass that emerged from the depths of the ocean during a volcanic eruption in 1963. The eruption lasted for 3 years, and since then, Surtsey has become a hub for scientific research and observation. What makes Surtsey so special is that it provides scientists with an opportunity to study how an ecosystem develops from scratch without human interference. To ensure the accuracy of their observations, only a select group of scientists are permitted to visit Surtsey, while others can only observe it from a distance, typically from small planes. These strict regulations have made Surtsey one of the most inaccessible places on Earth. Even those who are allowed to visit the island are thoroughly searched before entering to prevent any accidental introduction of seeds or other foreign organisms. In one interesting incident, someone defecated on the island's lava rock, and a tomato plant sprouted from the features a few days later. A scientist quickly removed the tomato plant as it was considered a contaminant that could disrupt their research. However, Surtsey is facing a significant threat. The constant erosion caused by the surrounding waters has been slowly diminishing the island's size. Since the end of the volcanic eruption, nearly half of Surtsey's original surface area has been lost, and the island continues to lose about 1 hectare of land every year. This underscores the urgency for scientists to accelerate their research efforts on Surtsey. The island's unique environment provides a valuable opportunity to understand the natural processes of ecosystem development, and the knowledge gained from these studies could have far-reaching implications for conservation efforts worldwide. Number 4, her Island and McDonald Islands. Nestled in the vast expanse of the southern Indian Ocean, approximately 1,700 kilometers from Antarctica and 4,100 kilometers southwest of Perth, Australia, lie the uninhabited Heard and McDonald Islands. These remote islands, untouched by human settlements, offer a glimpse into the pristine natural world, showcasing the raw beauty of the sub-Antarctic region. Heard Island was first sighted in 1853 by American Captain John Heard, who bestowed upon it his namesake. Shortly after, in 1854, British sealer Captain Wycombe MacDonald discovered the McDonald Islands. For the next 2 decades, these islands became a hub for seal and penguin hunting. In 1910, Britain asserted sovereignty over Heard Island, but due to its remoteness, the islands were transferred to Australia in 1947, becoming an Australian external territory. Recognizing the islands' unique ecological significance, UNESCO declared them a World Heritage Site in 1997, placing them under strict protection. Heard Island is predominantly mountainous, dominated by the active volcano Mawson Peak, which towers at an elevation of 2,745 meters. The McDonald Islands, initially a mere 100 hectares, expanded significantly following a volcanic eruption, making them the only active volcanic islands in the sub-Antarctic region. These islands serve as invaluable natural laboratories for scientists, providing insights into the evolution of ocean basins into continents and the changing dynamics of oceanic glaciers under warming conditions. The ecosystems of Heard and McDonald Islands, relatively undisturbed by human activities and invasive species, compared to other Antarctic islands, offer a stable and undisturbed habitat for a diverse array of marine birds and mammals. While visiting these protected islands may be challenging due to conservation measures, we can still appreciate their richness through images and written accounts. These glimpses into the remote Heard and McDonald Islands remind us of the importance of safeguarding our planet's natural wonders. Number F33, Javari Valley. The Javari Valley in Brazil and the Pitcairn Islands in the South Pacific are 2 of the most remote and isolated places on Earth. Both are home to small, indigenous populations who have lived largely untouched by the modern world. However, both places are also facing challenges that threaten their way of life. The Javari Valley is a vast rainforest-covered region in western Brazil. It is home to about 3,000 indigenous people from 20 different tribes. Many of these tribes have had little or no contact with the outside world. In recent years, the Javari Valley has become increasingly dangerous for its indigenous inhabitants. Illegal logging, fishing, and mining have all encroached on their territory. Drug traffickers have also moved into the area, bringing violence and conflict. Situated 700 meters away is a notable sinkhole, Cima Martel, with a depth of 248 meters. Both sinkholes exhibit a roughly circular form. Pilot Harry Gibson first spotted these 2 sinkholes in 1961, their aerial view proving to be remarkably impressive. However, it wasn't until 1974 that the first expedition took place with a team of explorers and specialists employing ropes to descend into the sinkholes. As the sinkholes expanded in size downwards, the ascent proved challenging. Additionally, the team spent days clearing enormous trees to create a landing space for helicopters, a rather crude approach. It remains unclear whether this exploration process caused harm to the rare species residing within the sinkholes. 2 years later, a better equipped team embarked on a second expedition during which they discovered a third sinkhole, Cima de la Lluvia. This quartz cavern, spanning 1.35 kilometers in width, holds the distinction of being the largest known quartz cavern in the world. Number S2, Pitcairn Islands. The Pitcairn Islands are a group of 4 volcanic islands in the South Pacific. Only one of the islands, Pitcairn Island, is inhabited. It has a population of just 47 people. The Pitcairn Islands are extremely remote. There is no airport, and the only way to get there is by boat. The islands also have very little fresh water. As a result of its isolation, Pitcairn Island has a dwindling population. Many young people have left the island in search of better opportunities. If nothing is done, it is estimated that there will be only 3 people of working age left on the island by 2045. The future of the Javari Valley and the Pitcairn Islands is uncertain. Both places are facing challenges that could lead to the disappearance of their unique cultures. The indigenous people of the Javari Valley are fighting to protect their land and way of life from outside threats. The people of Pitcairn Island are trying to find ways to attract new residents and keep their community alive. It is important to raise awareness of these remote places and the challenges they face. The world must do more to protect these unique cultures from disappearing. Number 1, North Sentinel Island. Nestled in the Bay of Bengal, North Sentinel Island, a territory of India, holds a fascinating and enigmatic history. Despite its modest size of less than 60 square kilometers, the island boasts an ancient lineage. Geologists estimate that the island's formation dates back at least 100,000 years, and its inhabitants, the Sentinelese people, have inhabited and thrived on this land for over 60,000 years. They are believed to be direct descendants of the first humans who emerged in Africa. Intriguingly, scientists have combined photographic evidence and accounts from neighboring communities to suggest that the Sentinelese civilization remains firmly rooted in the Stone Age. This isolation, believed to have begun at least 10,000 years ago, has prevented their civilization from advancing beyond Stone Age technologies. The Sentinelese, a quintessential tribal society, continue to adhere to traditional hunter-gatherer lifestyles. Their prolonged existence in this primitive state has honed their physical prowess, granting them a distinct advantage over modern humans in terms of fitness and strength. The Sentinelese fiercely guard their territory, viewing the island as their exclusive domain. Any outsider is perceived as an intruder and met with lethal force. A group of scientists attempting to conduct research on the island was once repelled by a hail of weapons, cementing the island's fearsome reputation. Furthermore, whenever aerial objects such as helicopters traverse the island's airspace, the Sentinelese react with hostility, firing arrows tipped with venom. This primitive toxin poses a grave threat to anyone fortunate enough to be struck. As the sole remaining human population untouched by modern civilization, the Sentinelese present a unique challenge. Assimilation is not an option, nor is forceful occupation of the island. The most prudent course of action is to allow them to continue their isolated existence. To safeguard this tribal civilization and minimize casualties, the Indian government has declared North Sentinel Island and its surrounding 6-kilometer radius a prohibited zone. Despite these measures, the island's allure remains irresistible to the curious, sometimes with fatal consequences. North Sentinel Island stands as a true lawless frontier, where those who dare to venture often disappear without a trace. That concludes this video segment. Which of the 10 remote and dangerous places we explored today left the most lasting impression on you? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.